So one day, I began collecting. I urinated into a jar, I masturbated and scooped my ejaculate into a second jar. I took a knife from the drawer and made an incision and squeezed the blood into a third jar. I sat down and wept into a fourth jar on my lap. I emptied the contents into small saucepans, which I heated until I had evaporated the liquid. When the pans had cooled, I scraped the residue into separate salt cellars. I then tasted each of my personal salts, judging which would go best with what food. The salts seemed to impart a subtle intensity to my dishes, and so my restaurant began to attract many more patrons. Obviously, I had to continue to produce the salts. The difficulty lay chiefly with eliciting sadness on demand. I found that the only manner of forcing tears from my eyes was to think of loves lost, so I began to have trouble with the second jar. My attempts at masturbation were more difficult as my erotic thoughts tumbled into the despair I needed for the fourth jar. I found it impossible to distinguish between sorrow and love. I caught myself ejaculating into my lap, upon which rested the jar meant for tears. I began to find sorrow arousing and could not cry without getting an erection. Conversely, I could not find a woman attractive without starting to weep. I worried about my salts.